You definitely could have like died if you messed up.
There was one moment. Oh, I think definitely. My manager was Olivia straight here. She was literally having a heart attack the whole time on the lava field. Like, we have to leave, and me and the director are like, one more shot.
On my mic.
931 was definitely my first project, and really I finished it at 4 a.m. the night before I put it on SoundCloud. So there wasn't much of like a rollout. It was like we finished it, we put it up on SoundCloud, and that night I happened to be performing at the Staples Center opening for Justin Bieber. So then we were on tour till July, and I kind of just wanted to re-release it once I got signed to Def Jam in September, and we just wanted to put it out finally on iTunes and like available everywhere, and I wanted to add 2 songs to it to kind of just, you know, amp it up a bit. 931 is the name of my building, and I named it that because obviously I created the whole project minus How to Feel in this studio, and this building just kind of became a really inspiring place for me. It's everyone who lives there is really young and artistic, so there's just painters and photographers and graphic designers, and the list goes on, and everyone's kind of friends. There's a group text that we're all on, and being in that kind of creative environment was really what I needed, and just having my own space to like create and designing it exactly how I saw in my mind. And I'm really affected by my surroundings when I'm creating, so like for every album or project I kind of change the way my room looks and kind of give it the vibe of that time. And just having that space to do that was huge for me. I'm not good at like hopping around from studio to studio. I kind of need like my home base, so I just made it my apartment. And yeah, that is like a heaven sent. It's my happy place. If I really had to say, it would be between Rudimental and How to Feel. I'm gonna say How to Feel just because that was the first song I wrote on the project. Oh, that's a lie actually. I wrote Hey Love earlier, but we hadn't thought about it being on the project, so I kind of revamped it later. But How to Feel, I wrote actually in my old apartment in this vocal booth that I made out of pillows and blankets, and I would sit on the floor because it wasn't that big. And it was a fort. It was legit a fort. And I was so obsessed with that guitar riff. Like, I would literally be screaming every time I heard it. And one day I just got in my little fort, and I did not come out for like 6 hours until the entire song was done. And I don't usually do that. I usually write a little bit and skip around, but I knew I had to get all of it out. And we've kept everything from that day.
They say if the love is real, then it's blind, baby. Stevie Wonder.
Really important. I feel like that's my purpose, even if it's not like social issues, just sharing my truth and my experiences and the things that I've learned and the things that have helped me, and putting that in the music so people are actually gaining something from other people's experiences. I feel like that's what we have to do, is learn from each other. The On My Mind video was an idea that one of my creative partners, Soleil, and I came up with. I had written the song On My Mind in Bali in the jungle, and that the energy there really inspired me and kind of like lit me on fire, and that energy kind of held me over through the whole making of the project 931. And so I really wanted to go back to nature like that and be in the middle of it, really far from regular life. And so I really wanted to shoot the video in the jungle and get that feeling. And then we had the idea to put images in the sky of the things that were on my mind. So every picture in the video that's in the sky is actually a picture from me or my manager's phones of things that had happened like while making the project, and the things that were on my mind and things that inspired me, and those images are in the sky. It was amazing. It was a lot of work, but because we were in such a cool place where so much was going on, it felt like an adventure with your friends. When I travel, I never really go on adventures like that, like hike 3 hours to a lava field and stand there when it's dark and raining. Like, I would have gone home at that point. But we're there for hours after it's pitch black on this lava field, and you have to move every few minutes because the lava starts getting hot underneath you, like it's gonna come out of the rock that you're standing on. So you feel it through your shoes, and then you have to like move, and everyone starts to run, and then you run in one direction, but that direction's getting hotter, and then you try to run in another direction. I mean, it was really an adventure. And I think that was the coolest part about it. Also, that my team are really my best friends, and so we could do that all together. That was really cool. My biggest takeaway from that whole experience was actually having fans for the first time and being able to meet them. Like, nothing against my fans from before. I know I had fans, but I didn't have a fan base, and I didn't really, they weren't like connected, and now I think that tour like really connected all the people that appreciate my music and what I'm doing, and like meeting them every night and hugging them and talking to them, and you know, seeing what they're interested in and talking to them about what I can do for their lives, or just, you know, just having conversations with these people from all around the country and seeing their faces, who they are. That's why everything I know is lost. One of the coolest moments on tour was meeting Kanye, which happened about 30 seconds before I was meant to be on stage. So I'm like walking, we're at the Staples Center, and I'm walking to the stage, and I see Scooter and this other man coming towards me, and I'm looking at him, and Kanye's like my idol, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, is that Kanye? And I'm sitting next to my friend Soleil on this side and Olivia on the other side, and we're just whispering to each other, that's Kanye, that's Kanye, that's Kanye, that's Kanye. And Scooter's like, Kanye, this is the girl I was telling you about, Moxie. And we shook hands, and I'm like, nice to meet you, played it really cool. And we walk away, and my friend Soleil is like, what did she say? God is real, God is real. And then they're like, Moxie, 30 seconds. And I went up on the stage, and I'm just like, great, my idol is gonna watch me now. Honestly, the past few months, I've been listening to a lot of jazz standards, which is kind of what I grew up on, Motown and Frank Sinatra, and obviously he sings a lot of jazz standards. And I also was a jazz major in college, and I've just been listening to a lot of jazz and singing a lot of jazz to myself. So I was thinking maybe I would put some sort of interpolation of a jazz standard out at some point. Hey, I'm Moxie Raia, and you're tuned into Ones to Watch.